in that scene, were you actually throwing rocks at each other? Bingo.
No.
Okay, that's slightly disappointing.
There was one. Didn't you throw one, like a real, or one of us threw like a real one?
It was Jack.
Yeah, Jack threw a real one.
All right, Jack, let's discuss that first.
Well, it was that there was like, because it was an actual creek, so there were rocks everywhere, and Jack like actually picked one up in the water.
Actually,
he was a
Jack went over the top of it.
Oh, I might have actually.
Hold on a second, Fabulous Blazer. That's the best part. You don't even remember.
I was too into it, dude. I was too.
He's method.
I had so much like rage in that scene. Andy's like, no, Eddie, you gotta cut back. You gotta slow down a little. I know you're mad at the Bowers game right now, but just.
Because one real rock was thrown, and they were like, okay, let's not do that again. Yeah, because they were all foam, but they had like the same kind of weight to it.
Guys, may I humbly suggest that like later in your lives you're going to hear from someone called the insurance company, and they're I know, like, just it's going to be a sad day. But you know what? Speaking of Andy, like. Jeremy down there, can you talk about like how Andy kind of got you into scenes? Because there are a lot of things in this movie that are really hard for any actor to handle, and it really seems like you guys took a lot on.
Well, it was awesome because he came to us and was like, "What are your suggestions on this first?" So he let us give him our suggestions, and then he kind of was like, "No, let's not do that one." So. We kind of made the scenes up along with Andy, so we also had a lot of control over that. It was awesome.
That's really cool. I mean, that's the kind of thing that, you know, hopefully shines through in the finished product, is the fact that these actors are creating it with you, and it's not, you know, because film is a collaborative process.
Absolutely, and I believe that, you know, ultimately it's these guys who create the character, and, you know, I can only get so far in that sense, and I can give them my, you know, everything I know about the character and everything I know about the story, but it's ultimately them who bring it to life. And then it's about how much, you know, control or how much liberty you give them. And I don't know, how was that?
No pressure.
It was
no pressure.
I mean, do you want to hear? Okay, I'll go. So it was really cool having like a lot of control over your character, because then you get a lot of freedom to put as much of yourself into the character as possible. Everyone did that a lot. Jack and I did that a lot. Most of our dialogue between us in the actual movie is all like on the cliff. All of that, like the loogie stuff, that was all improv. Like all of us spitting, that was like, because Andy has this. I mean, I won't go into it fully, but we have this like spitting inside joke. So I was like, why don't we just make it a game?
Oh, that sounds really sweet.
Yes, man. So cool.
The word that we haven't yet mentioned tonight is Pennywise. And Andy, can you talk about creating this version of Pennywise? Because we just saw him, like, I don't know, basically waving a baby arm at us. And it was sort of upsetting.
Well, being, you know, Pennywise is one of the greatest monsters of all time, and Pennywise is, Bob Gray is. The idea of, like, you know, reimagining Pennywise for me was very important to stay true to the essence of the character, but also bring some edge to it and some stuff that people won't expect to see. So it's a very cool balance. What I think, in my opinion, what we brought to this movie with Pennywise.
Can I get like a show by screams? How scared you guys are of clowns in the audience? 1, 2, 3. It's pretty scary, guys. And actually, this is just part 1 of the story, right, Andy?
Yes. There's a part 2, or there's a second half in the play. You know, all of you who read the book know that there's a dialogue between 2 timelines, and the first part of the story is the losers when they're 11, and they're in the script in the book. They're 13 in our movie, and they're adults. Approximately 27 years later, they come back to Derry to fight Pennywise. And that's the second half of the story. So yeah, there is a second part of the movie.
Great. So more baby arms. Great. That's great.
And armpits too.
And just adult arms also.
You remember Adrian Mellon? Anyone remembers Adrian Mellon?
Yeah.
Yeah. He gets killed under a bridge, and Pennywise bites his armpit. How cool is that? It's coming.
Why don't we take this opportunity to do another clip?
And there's a third clip. Who would have said? Which is not a clip actually, but it is something more interesting, and it's another trailer. So here we go.
Yeah.